let's take a look because something is not as expected here. Let's see. Let's execute again. I did some changes here. Instead of return, I just said JSON, I return in this way. Okay, there are an error in this case. Okay, nice. And evaluate what is happened. Okay, basically we are going to evaluate this, and if now that is a list of error and it's a number, and we are going to say it's greater than 0. If this happen, stop the execution, and if not, we are going to continue this. Now we have a validation and error handling, but there is something that I would like to add here, is the webhook response. Or maybe the webhook response is not needed, but I want to explain what's happened. This way, the response will be immediately, but sometimes you want to respond with another when something has finished. I'm gonna say that we are going to respond with another node, that's me, and we are going to respond in this point. We are going to use webhook response hook at this point, and we are going to connect this. And what will be the response? There's a JSON status process in process. Okay, I think we are already done with that. Let's execute the entire workflow on pin data. Now we are listening and click here. Okay, well, something is wrong with that. Let's update. I think here we have to change something. Nothing to execute. We have to listen again, and let's do it. There is an issue here because we haven't nice, and here as well is nice. There is not any error, and here we have to change because it's no more body, it's data. It's data, 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 and data. Okay, cool. And that's it, guys. We already have our entire workflow with all pieces of the good workflow. We have validation and error handling here. We have a categorization of the lead here. We use different AI agents. Basically, we breaking down on different agents, and as well, we create external module. We implement some modularization to send the emails. That is another automation, autonomous of the AI agent. Each of the agents is autonomous and can scalable. You can add any kind of tool that you want. But homework for you. This point is not so helpful. Will be better create a PDF instead of just a document. If you can do it, and send to me, and I'm going to evaluate your solution. Quick insights about how could you do that. You can look for something like create PDF with N8N, and you will get a lot of information about the community, even videos. You can look for some templates as well, but that is the point. You are be able to do it. Just look for a search on internet and understand the solution and implement here. Keep the same logic at the same, but this point, replace it. You are going to have all this stuff in the resources of the course, and also the mock data, not just only this, a couple mock data just to testing the different responses, and that's it. And then see you in the next let's do ChatGPT again, because maybe this guy is not. This is how you will get the info. Let's wait to the answer. Okay, perfect. And now I think it's much better. Let's take a look. Execute. Okay, nice. In this point there are errors or not? I'm wondering, because here we have to add this. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Welcome to the last lesson of the module, error handling. In this point, our automation is working as expected. But what happened when one of the field of the data of the JSON is not the expected value, or it's just empty or doesn't exist? As I told you before, we are going to waste sources, and the sources is money, in something that doesn't have any value for us. And that's why here we have to create a validation step. And basically, the best way is something like you have a if and it doesn't exist, string, it doesn't exist. Maybe you can add another con as well. It doesn't exist neither. Here as well is this doesn't exist neither. This doesn't exist. The same with the rest. When these values, this validation are true, we are going to stop an error. That's it. Error here, let's say, for now. And if not, we are going to continue with this, basically. Let's alienate this way, and that's it. Nice. But I don't think so this is enough, because let's test it if that is working as expected this way, just to validate what happened. And what's wrong is it's going in this way, it's not stand off this even when I remove the value. That's why we add the conditional that doesn't exist. In this case will be is empty, but it's a little bit tricky this way with nested if, and it's not scalable. That's why in this point we are going to use one of my favorite because I am software engineer, and maybe my mindset of a software engineer say this will be much easier with code. But don't worry about if you don't know how coding, because now this stuff is more easier. Let's take this guy is the example. And as to ChatGPT, as I told you, you have to open a ChatGPT chat for each automation workflow and keep the context always. And let's say, hey chat, can you create a function to execute in no code? Okay, we need validate or something like all those files are required. This is the current function. Let's copy and paste this and wait. This is much faster, to be honest, because if you are coding, you can do it. It's a super simple function, but even if you know coding, this is much easier, to be honest. I don't like this true error. Can we return JSON error? This way is much better. I don't like this true error. I prefer handle the error by myself. And yes, something like this. Input. Okay, let's see what is the result with that. Test it. I would like to know what is the issue here. Item.error. .json, it doesn't exist. Maybe it's not needed. Okay, this is the issue. Let's see what is the issue. Well, stuff that happened when you are doing something with ChatGPT.